Milan FinTech Summit 2024, Allianz MiCo, Milan, 2 days of work to talk about the future of FinTech and innovation in the financial and banking services. In this moment, we are together with the Simran Kang, who is the CEO and founder at MyFO. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
So, Simran, with you, we want to better understand how is the real role of AI in the fintech world and mostly in the regulatory framework that is changing also in Europe under this point of view.
So I think, like, for us, especially since we're working with family offices and a clientele that's been very private, very gate kept, we have to be really cautious with how we implement AI. So we're kind of lagging in the sense that we don't want to be the first mover in this ecosystem in the fintech space. We want to be very cautious. We want to be very careful with how we use AI, how we use some of these tools to actually service our clients, because data privacy is the most important thing to them. So our clients really do care, like, are we training LLMs using their data? What kind of data theirs is exposed? They don't ever want a leak of their information to be public. And so what's helpful for us is, as the regulations come out in Europe and there's the AI Act, we can actually leverage that and learn from it in terms of how should we be implementing AI in our product. Because what we don't want to do is implement it and then have to change it for our European clients, because the regulatory framework has actually changed how we should be using AI.
So in Europe, we are passing by the AI Act to the AI Pact, and we are trying to understanding how the institutions also can help the companies, the European companies, to approach this kind of new world, we can say, in terms of the impact and the enter of AI in all the processes of business. But according to you, what are the real opportunities and maybe also the real challenges, or if you want, the real priorities for companies to have the right approach on this technology and also to be compliant with this technology while they are trying to evolve the fintech industry?
So I think the real opportunity is in education. So educating everybody that's involved in how AI can actually help and what the risks are with AI. So oftentimes I think AI is used very loosely. So sometimes data analytics, people assume that that's actually AI, but it's not artificial intelligence. It's just data analytics. So there's a educational component. I also think with regulation and having a regulatory framework around it does help fintechs that are selling. So our product can be used by advisors. It can be used by big banks for their clients. Having a framework allows us to speed up the procurement process. So if we are using AI in how we use it and getting that through procurement, because sometimes the banks are very cautious. So some of the things that are easy to sell into the banks are like OCR technology, because they understand it. They can get that through procurement fairly quickly. But if we start talking about advice or other aspects of an LLM that can be used in a fintech solution, those are the areas where they get their backup, and the institutions are afraid of how that could actually impact and the downstream ramifications of using that type of AI.
And under the institutional point of view, according to you, looking to the future, what should be done from institutions also to improve this education in terms of professionals and companies and the ecosystem in general of European fintech industry? And also maybe what are the next steps to help this direction, we say?
I think what banks and institutions need to do is they need to figure out where they actually need AI in their institutions, and where they can actually leverage it to their advantage, and who their end customer is. So is it their advisors, is it their bankers, or is it their end customer that they're using it for? So I think banks need to spend more time understanding how they need to use it. And I think they need to have more conversations with fintech founders and fintech companies on how they're embedding AI into their products to make their products more efficient and cost effective. Yeah.
Clearly, and we hope that this will come through in some way, because it's really important, the help of institution, mostly probably also in Italy, in order to help companies to keep growing in the market and have a chance to make also their business evolve in the right way, also through the help of AI. So thank you for being with us and for your spotlight on this.
Thank you very much for having me.